Hello again. Today we're going to talk about tax strategy. Taxes is a very interesting subject when it comes to entrepreneurs. It's something we ultimately usually know the least about, spend the least time actually concerning our time with, but can impact us sometimes the most year end in our business. And the reason why is CRA is our biggest business partner. If you really think about it, they end up taking 30 to 40% of what you profit year end. That is a huge stat and a huge number to be aware of. CRA is your biggest business partner. Now, at the end of the year, your accountant is going to be the one that's going to save you the most by really going through every little nook and cranny in your business. But there's a ton of things you can do on a daily and weekly basis to keep your business tax efficient so that you're ready to go in with a full understanding of what you're going to owe the government and to be able to make smart write-offs so that you're not paying more than you should. The biggest thing to remember in your business when it comes to taxes is that there's a lot of things that you can write off that your business is eligible to write off, but you need to track it and need to prove it to the government. And I've seen so many entrepreneurs get out there and be super busy doing tons of different things, constantly going, making money, but forgetting to track their receipts. So if you're sitting there right now and you know that you haven't tracked all your receipts this year, and there's a couple that you've lost and a couple you've left behind, a couple of them that you just didn't put a ton of importance on, you're not alone. Most of us are like that. But if you can really put a value on a receipt, then you can really start to see what's actually going on. So to give you an idea, if the government's taking, say, 30% of the profit that you make in your business, that means that if you lose a $10 receipt that normally would have been showed as an expense, not a profit, that's ultimately like dropping a $3 bill. So if you lose a $10 receipt, even though it's a piece of paper printed up by a store, that's like having a $3 bill disappear out of your wallet every single time. So that's the impact, and that's the true value of understanding what a receipt is really worth to you. The other thing I see a ton of is entrepreneurs maybe have receipts, but don't properly track them and don't have the right numbers, and they just kind of guesstimate at the end of the year. Again, I'm sure you're sitting there right now realizing, yes, a lot of us do guesstimate at the end of the year with our accountants on some of our taxes. If you're in that category, this program called Mint.com is an amazing solution. What this does is this will ultimately track and categorize all of your receipts for you in the background without you having to touch a finger. What you do is you can ultimately merge all of your accounts, your credit card accounts, your debit accounts, all these different things into this one system, and it auto recognizes what the expenses are that you're spending on your bank account. So let's say you go to Esso and fill up with gas. This system recognizes that Esso is a gas station and will auto-categorize that receipt into gas for you. You don't even have to show it a paper receipt. Just keep the paper receipt on your own in a separate filing system, and this program will do it automatically for you, giving you a full written report every month so you can actually see how you're doing with your budgets, as well as allow you to download it and give it to your accountant at the end of the year. You still need your physical receipts for the government at the end of the year, but having this, you'll have an accurate number and you'll never have to worry about losing a $10 receipt again. All your write-offs will be here for you. The next thing I find common with a lot of us entrepreneurs is that we think that the government's going to tax us, 40% or 30% on all of our money. The truth is, it's tiered. So the first $43K that you make, the government will tax you 20% on. After that, they'll start charging you 30% on anything beyond that. If you make over 87K, then they'll start charging you only 40% on anything over 87K. So it's not on the whole amount. It's just on the amount over the original bracket of what you're making. So this gives you a bit of an idea that, okay, if I make $50,000 this year, so $43,000 will be only taxed at 20%, and then the remaining $7,000 will be taxed at the 30%. So that gives you an idea. It's kind of like an overflowing bucket system. Once that 43K is overflowed, it moves into the next tax bracket, but not the entire amount, just the amount that's over. And the last thing I'm going to show you is incentives. The government has a ton of support, rebates, grants, things waiting for small business. I'm going to attach these in the links in the YouTube video, but here's some links to go to how to set up your business properly. Some rebates that you can actually get from the government for small businesses. More stuff for specifically if you're running a business in BC, and understanding if you're looking at PST and GST and all those different things, how to structure yourself properly for that. And just different government programs that are going on overall for entrepreneurs. So I'm going to set these in the links in the description, but I'll give you an idea. Just on this grant alone, the wage subsidy grant, I used to have about 15 to 20 entrepreneurs apply for this every single year, and about 20% of them would get it. And what it is if you hire somebody that fits within either as a student or is on disability or has some sort of thing that the government is giving a grant for hiring them for, they'll cover up to 50% of their wages. For some of the people that I worked with, that was up to 20 grand. The government just gave them for hiring those types of people. So I highly encourage you to do some research on some of these sites and see where your business might be able to get some free money as well. So that's it. Quick, short, and easy. Tax strategy is something that if you take time to track your receipts, know some of the basics about where you sit for what you're going to owe at the end of the year with your brackets, and just really look at what the government will give you for free, you can save thousands just by taking a little bit of time, a little bit of effort, and really understanding where your business fits when it comes to being strategic with taxes. Other than that, I trust this helped you out, and we'll see you at your next Best Mindset session.